Very much. Well, 30 years ago today, the world lost a music icon. It was the day John Lennon was gunned down in front of his New York City apartment by Mark David Chapman. And to this day, Lennon continues to be mourned throughout the entire world. Joining us is rock historian Denny Somach to show us some rare Lennon memorabilia. Denny, good to see you, man.
Hi, Ukee. How are you?
Good to see you. Doing well, doing well. When this date comes up every year, here we are, the 30th anniversary, somber anniversary. What goes through your mind? Where were you?
I flash back. I was a disc jockey at the time on WYSP, your sister station, and I remember I was at home actually because it was on the. It was in fact most people heard about it through Howard Cosell on the Monday Night Football,
right, that's
which people don't remember.
Yeah.
And I remember the DJ on the air called me up. And she said, well, what should I do? And I said, well, play Lennon music, play Beatles music. What else are you going to do? But it was just unbelievable. I rushed to the station, and just for the next 24 hours, we were giving interviews everywhere. And I was mentioning back then, the next day, I was on the People Are Talking show.
Okay, yeah.
As a guest to talk about Lennon. So I always think about that actual day. It's just like when Kennedy was shot. You know, you remember where you were and what you were doing.
Exactly right, because I was just a few months out of college and I was half asleep because it was the football game.
Right, exactly.
And I thought I was dreaming. The radio and television was still on. I thought I was dreaming, and I'm like, wow, and it was reality.
Yeah.
I've always wondered over the years, maybe you know, maybe you can help us know, find out, where is John Lennon buried?
Well, you know, it's a very interesting question, and I've been bringing this up every year. Okay. There is no record of it officially. People give you one of three answers. They say either he's buried in Strawberry Fields in New York, which he's not, or he's in Liverpool, which he's not, or he was cremated. Now, in 1991, Yoko gave an interview, and this is documented in a recent book called Where Are They Buried? And she was asked about this, and she refused to admit or deny it, and refused to discuss it. And to this day, she has never talked about it. So some people say, well, he was definitely cremated or he's definitely buried in London, but it's unbelievable that a major figure of the 20th century and nobody knows where he's buried. But if you ask people, you can ask everybody in here, they'll give you one of those three answers.
I'm asking you right now.
I have an idea, but I'm not divulging it.
Okay, all right. Well, tell us about the...
I'm saving it for a Mythbusters or something.
Okay.
A Discovery Detective show.
Okay. The album and the autograph. Tell us, because we want to hear a soundbite here in a little bit.
This is John Lennon's last recorded words. It was done by a gentleman named Ron Hummel, who was the engineer for Dave Sholin, who did the last interview with John Lennon. He was at the Dakota. Okay. Left after the interview to get on a plane to San Francisco to go back to produce this interview for the RKO radio network. And he didn't know anything until he landed, and he found out that John had been shot. Right at the end of the interview, and he left the tape running, he asked John to sign an autograph on a poster which was included in the Double Fantasy album.
Okay, I think it was the album cover, but it was a poster.
No, it was a poster that was inside.
Okay.
And he got Yoko to sign it, and then John, he started to sign it in a ballpoint pen, and it wasn't working, so he asked for a marker, and he had to go over it and signed it, and you can hear this.
Hold it right there. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's play that clip right now if we can. This is legit right now.
Who's the poster for?
Ron. Yeah.
Oh, it's not.
I don't think ink is going to work.
No, this is. Wait a minute. Let's see if it's. Oh, well, look, I don't. Maybe you're going to have to spray it or something. That's why they never make album covers that you can write on either.
No, you have to have
I'll go over it in ballpoint as well, and then between the two, you'll have the impression, and then you can. Yoko, I'm doing it here right now. Oh, I don't. Why won't it write?
How about that? How about that? And I saw a close-up shot of the actual autograph, and you can see the impression. Yeah. And then he wrote right over it.
And actually, you cut it just before the last word that he said, which is, oh, I don't mind. I'm a fan of other people, too.
How about that?
That's his last words.
He's also, I heard, a fan of golf. We had a picture of him.
Yeah, this has never been shown anywhere. I've had this for a long time, and I just thought people would find it interesting. This was taken in the early 70s on Long Island. You can see the guy to the left of him is Alan Klein, his manager at the time. So they must have said, hey, John, want to go out and play golf sometime? And sure enough, this picture surfaced, but it's never been seen anywhere.
That's a great shot. And before the Beatles, there were... What was it, the Quarry?
The Quarrymen was the band that John was in during high school because he went to Quarry Bank High School. Okay. And he had a band called the Quarrymen. And they just played here not too long ago at the Keswick Theater, the original band that reformed. But what happened was over the years, John, Paul joined the band, and then George, and it eventually became the Silver Beatles, and then Pete Best joined, and then they became the Beatles.
And that's one of their original business cards?
That's their original business card, yeah. That's how there's no phone number on there.
Wow.
You had to go to the location to book the band.
Unbelievable. I still can't believe it's been 30 years since.
I'm just flabbergasted. I can't believe it either.
Dang. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
And your insight. I know you have a busy schedule. No